Graham requested me on Patreon to review the Disney Channel original movie Minutemen. First aired in 2008, this is a comedy where a couple of teenagers get into some outlandish fantastical hijinks. Admittedly, that could probably describe a number of DCOMs, but it's execution that ultimately matters. This film involves time travel and stars Jason Dolley, who I primarily know as the older brother in the Disney Channel sitcom Good Luck Charlie. Although before this, he was also one of the leads in Cory in the House, which I hear is a very popular anime. I admit that for the first 30 or so minutes of Minutemen, the film did not really grab me. It just felt like your very standard high school TV movie, with obvious characters and the usual scenes involving cliques. However, once the time travel starts, the movie got a lot more interesting. I like the idea of the lead protagonist first using the time machine for their own gain, and then immediately after the initial trip, deciding that's not what it should be used for. They instead use it to help the students being bullied, and I thought that was a clever way to implement the time travel concept to a high school setting. There are consequences to the characters' actions, but not in the way one expects. The movie makes quite a few references to Back to the Future, but largely avoids following the same route. The vice principal, who has no interest in interfering with the stereotypical clique order, was another solid idea, which almost seemed to be commenting on how school administrators largely try to avoid dealing with conflict as much as possible. Of the three main leads, I thought the strongest performance came from Nicholas Brown as Zeke, as he successfully portrays the character's toughness as well as his genuine interest in helping others despite his motorcycle-riding bad boy image. Jason Dolley does what's required as Virgil, although I thought the movie went overboard of how it portrayed Charlie, the other member of this trio. He's meant to be the quirky science whiz, but it seemed like the direction given to Luke Benward was to frequently play his scenes to the balcony seats. I was also somewhat confused by the time travel rules when they kept going back. Whenever they returned to the previous day to help someone, they never encountered themselves, even when in a spot that they were just in. I actually assumed they just replaced their past selves when they created a new timeline. However, everything was eventually made clear in the third act. There's also a romantic subplot involving Virgil and a girl he likes, which I did not find all that interesting. I actually found the sweetest moment to be a scene between Virgil and Charlie in the ending, which was a nice way to conclude their story arc. The film does try to create some bigger stakes later on, but I thought it was strongest in the middle portion, when they're constantly changing the past, and we see how things escalate from there involving the students at the school. Overall, Minutemen made for an okay if rather uneven watch. The first act was slow, the second act was where it really started to work, and then it ended in a somewhat satisfying manner as it tries to wrap up the high school conflict, the romantic subplot, and the big time travel conundrum that the protagonists have to resolve. Virgil, Charlie, and Zeke also learn a lesson about friendship and the dangers of messing with the space-time continuum in a way that's not too corny and works in that Disney Channel original movie sort of way. Interestingly enough, I found out afterwards that the DVD release of Minutemen includes an additional scene at the end that was not in the original broadcast version and is also not on the version available on Disney+, which is what I watched for this review. I don't know why Disney Plus uses the broadcast version rather than the extended DVD cut, but it's not a huge loss. Anyway, as far as DCOMs go, Minutemen is a harmless enough watch with the right amount of time travel escapades to make up for some of the plotting and character development. If you've seen Minutemen, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for the request, Graham.